Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to the Novelist. And Tommy continued to struggle with... apparently he needs some tutoring, according to this. So it seems like we need to really focus on Tommy this episode. I don't know, it seems like it's probably a good idea whenever the character has a thing. Like this is Tommy.
Hey, Mommy.
Probably need to focus on him. Just don't know who the second person will be.
Barb, sorry it's been so long since I've written. Things have been hectic around here, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get things back on track. I don't really want to get into it, but we're getting pulled in a lot of different directions right now. Nothing hurtful, just competing priorities, I guess. Although those can get worse and worse over time. I mean, Dan and I, before we got up here, we'd started to drift. Look at that. I said I didn't want to get into it, and I did anyway. Enough about me. Please tell me you're doing well, and I hope this doesn't stress you out too much. I promise to write a happier letter soon. Yours always, Linda.
I am really curious. I'm actually pretty legitimately curious about how the different choices affect things. Like, well, if I made different choices last time or different choices before, would this letter be different? Makes me really curious. I think I'm going to have to try that out. Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan, I want to stress that it's perfectly normal for some children to fall behind in a specific area. Tommy may be struggling with reading comprehension, but his verbal and visual abilities are excellent. That said, he won't catch up on his own. He'll need support from both of you. I recommend that you do the attached exercises with Tommy every weekday morning for 1 to 2 hours. You'll be unable to focus exclusively on these for 2 straight hours, so you'll need to take intermittent breaks, but use your judgment and stay with it as long as you feel he can stay engaged. I suggest that you do your sessions in the morning before he tires himself out and becomes distracted. I feel confident that with a supportive environment and dedicated exercise, he will catch up to the other children in his class. Please be in touch if you have any questions. Dr. Donald Samuels. Ooh, that is... With how busy they have been, that is something. Seems so reasonable. She's so... Oh. She kicked me out. She kicked me out of her memory, or either accidentally hit E. Probably just accidentally hit E. They have a lot of conversations on these stairs.
We barely talked yesterday.
Wow, you're right. I guess we've just been so busy.
So they're barely speaking. That's not good. Okay, maybe in the bedroom. That tends to be where... Yep.
So much for a choco. I wish I hadn't done so much research to find sites and trails, because now I keep catching myself daydreaming about them instead of working. I still need to get out of the house. I've done the Ridge Trail probably 15 times now. It hardly seems worth it anymore. Finding new spots is half the point. I guess tomorrow I'll check in town and see if there's a local guidebook or ranger office. Maybe there's something I haven't found yet. Something nearby is still better than nothing.
So she's really getting stir crazy. She needs to get out of the house. Do some exploring.
Hey, Mommy.
Okay, wow, not much so far down here. Let's go ahead and... He's busy doing some drawing. Okay, well, he's happy. That's good. I guess that's showing his happiness level or something like that.
Honey, listen to me. You are smart.
Will it make me smarter? Hey, check out this one.
So I'm guessing he's a little worried about his his abilities. Here, I'll go ahead and get him. Whoa, crap. What? Explore your memories. Memories, not memories. That would be very strange.
I could tell Linda and Tommy were disappointed, but I wouldn't have been any fun on vacation anyway. Too stressed about getting to the finish line. I did try to have a little fun with the bonfire, which could have been described as roaring, for a good 30-minute period anyway. Getting out of the house turned out to be a good idea, too. Spending the night on the beach reminded me of a church retreat we did back in 7th grade. The smell of the bonfire gave me such a strong memory of a crush I had on Jenny something. Or was it Jennifer? I don't remember. But I do remember those flushed schoolboy emotions. I think I can use those for the scene at the dance.
Well, Jeannie, and it's probably short for Jennifer. I don't know, is Jeannie its own standalone name? Might be, I'm not actually sure. I don't think I've really seen too many people who are named Jeannie anyway.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have snapped. I just...
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have snapped. I just...
Oh, that's... That doesn't sound like that was a good scene. So, are those two people there? Is that what it is? What it's gonna be? Weekly outing where? Tuesday movie night, check channel guide, or maybe go into town. Family dinner, to old-fashioned picnic, farmer's market. Okay. We should have dinner around the family every night.
Hey, Daddy.
Oh, whoa. Almost missed that.
Dan and I had a good conversation today. Well, we'll have to wait and see if it was actually good, but I feel like I got my point across about family time. We've been getting a little frayed on the little things lately, and it reminded me of something Anne said one time. Love is a behavior, not an emotion. If something's important to you, you show it with your actions. We weren't doing so well with that before we got here. I told Dan my idea. I want us all to eat together at 7 every night, with family time after that. Tommy's wiped out by 8:30, so we'd get a solid hour and a half as a family, and then Dan and I could have the rest of the night to ourselves. And I think 7's a reasonable request. The rest of the working world knocks off at 5, right? It doesn't really matter what we do with the time, just that we spend it together. It's easy to make excuses when you've got a lot going on, which is why patterns help. I hope he feels the same way.
My man.
What's up?
Gonna freak me out, said, my man. Is that a book? Looks like a book. Doesn't seem like he... Whoa, crap! Oh, he doesn't want me criticizing his drawing, apparently. Yeah, I'm guessing he definitely feels inadequate with his, yeah.
So important.
This stinks.
Here we go.
Time. This would all be easier if I didn't ever have to sleep. Last night after Linda went to bed, I spent some time, there's that word again, trying to make everything fit. I even drew up a little chart. The math is simple. It doesn't work. Technically, I could still get in 8 hours, assuming I don't eat or need to do anything that's not writing. But what about letters, reading, dealing with Paul? Hell, what about doing the dishes or taking out the trash? Not to mention that knocking off for the day isn't like flipping off a switch. It takes time to crawl out of my head and start functioning like a normal person again. And I can't just split it up into smaller chunks. Sometimes it takes an hour of false starts just to get going on anything usable, and stopping just sends the whole process right back to square one. Something's got to give.
He's feeling stressed out about it, the book. That's definitely
And what about...
sure. We're definitely selecting the book for Tommy. Perfect Schedule, aka the single unattached writer's guide. 10 to 2, write. 2 to 3, eat and step away. 3 to 7, write. 7 to 8, eat. 8 to 10, decompress, plus edit, plus life. Wrenches, Tommy till 11. Knock off at 7.
Alan, this letter might come from out of the blue, but do you remember when you told me about Bobby falling behind on reading? Looks like we're there with Tommy. We knew he was struggling when we came up here, but his teacher gave us a list of books for him to work on over the break and said we should see how he responded to the change in environment. She gave us a few sample readings and told us to keep an eye on how he was grasping the concepts. Tommy still isn't there, and long story short, the pediatrician in town knows a specialist who gave us some exercises to try. They seem pretty straightforward, but I wanted to write and see if you had any tips that helped you guys with Bobby. Damn, just realized I didn't even ask how you've been. I'm sorry. This stuff is just a lot to think about. Dan.
Okay. Wait, is he still up here?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
he's not.
Hey there.
He's down there. So what does Dan want? I don't think we're going to select him. What does he want?
Just wish there was some way.
It's just.
So yeah, Tommy. This is Tommy's crisis.
Daddy.
Hey, my man.
It looks like he's being bullied. He's not feeling like he can read or write properly, learn good. So yeah, we're going to go with him on this one, and we're going to do a Linda compromise, and we're going to hope that Dan can finish strong in the next one. That is the hope, anyway. Around the table, so I guess table is what I need to click on. Oh, the table, you dummy. Not the counter. Okay. The Diary of K. Williams. I've decided and I'm sure of my decision. I do not know which is right or wrong. Only that my choice is my own. Are you sure? It took 3 days. 3 days alone, letting whatever calming influence is here. For I'm sure there is something guiding my thoughts. I thought about Jay and talked with Jay in my mind, and I know that this is right. Cannot think about the path not taken, only the one ahead. Okay, that was ambiguous. It sounds like it could be positive, but we know she was thinking about unpleasant things. It's kind of a really creepy story now that I think about it, considering that I'm a ghost that is influencing these people's lives. It's kind of creepy, actually. Should be playing this game in October. Okay, is that it? Just one. There's normally 2 bits of reading at night. Let me make sure there's nothing in the bathroom. I keep forgetting that I can do stuff like this. Yeah, that's the one I did read. Did I miss one over here or something? Okay, just one thing writing. Okay. What? Oh, I had space. And I did check in here, right? Weird. I guess that's. They don't have to always be the same pattern. Just weird when it's not, I guess. We are getting towards the end of the game, I do believe. Dan didn't want Tommy to start another school year behind, so he committed to helping the little man for 2 hours every morning. Having both of his parents there helped Tommy's confidence as much as his reading, and the morning practices became an event they all looked forward to. Dan couldn't find time to knock off completely at 7 every night, but he agreed to have dinner at the table each night before heading back to work. Linda and Tommy missed him after dinner, with the sound of his typewriter the only sign he was even in the house. They were glad for the time they did get at the table. Dan couldn't figure out a way to please everyone and still make room for the time and focus he needed to write. He was able to compromise and fit in one unbroken session each day. For the rest of the day, he worked around the family commitments and tried to make the most of the shorter sessions. The lack of focus came through in his work. Ooh. Ooh. The road ahead. Yep, this looks like this is the last day, which we will experience in the next episode of The Novelist. Yeah, I've really been enjoying this game. I'm very curious to see how this all turns out. Hopefully it will not be a sad story. Really hoping it isn't. So I will see you guys in the next one. I do sincerely hope you guys enjoyed. Farewell there.